I'm not a developer, I don't know how to code, but in 2025, I'm learning how to build AI automations so that I can work smarter and get more done in less time. And if I'm doing it, then you absolutely can too. Hi, I'm Courtney, and I am a marketing consultant who's recently begun my journey of learning AI automation. I have decided to turn my focus towards learning AI and AI automations because I have a genuine interest in it, but also in marketing, it's an industry that has really been turned upside down by these rapid enhancements in AI. And I believe that moving forward, to maintain my value as a marketing consultant in any organization or working freelance, what I will need to do is to learn to work alongside the AI and incorporate it really smartly into my workflows so that I can get more work done in less time and to a higher standard. If you've been on the internet for a minute, you've probably seen all of the discourse around AI coming for your job. With the work that I'm doing and the content that I'm creating, I'm trying to always keep in mind that it's not about AI replacing what you're doing, it's about using AI to do our best work. So for anyone who's curious or is on a similar journey to me, today's video I'm going to be covering everything that I have been doing to learn AI and AI automations. I wanted to create this video because I understand how overwhelming it can be when you're first starting out, because there is so much on this great internet, and where do you start? If you've been asking yourself that question also, then this is the perfect video for you. Let's jump straight into things. I've summarized my learning journey into 8 key steps, which we're going to cover in this video. Step 1 is starting with your why, not the tools. I feel like this is such a cliche step, and with so many things like personal development courses, rah-de-rah, it's always start with your why. But it's cliche for a reason, because as I mentioned before, there are so many different avenues that you can choose to go down in terms of what types of automation, what tools you want to use, what industry you may want to focus on if you're going to offer this to clients, how you actually want to apply it in your business or personal life. And if you're anything like me, you get decision paralysis with so much content out there. You really do need that filter. Starting with your why means asking yourself, what do you actually want to achieve out of learning this stuff? Once you've thought through what you actually want to do, this becomes your filter for what content to consume versus what content to ignore, because it's really easy to get sidetracked and overconsume all of the content that is out there. Step number 2 for me was building a foundation of knowledge in relation to AI and AI automation. As I mentioned before, I'm completely non-technical, not a developer, haven't had any experience with code really before, except for a little bit of HTML. Oh my god, I almost said HTTP because I've been doing website stuff recently. Point in case there. Although the internet is super hyped about no code and low code tools and vibe coding, I still think it's important to have a baseline of knowledge to work with, to know what is happening behind the scenes. When I say foundation knowledge, to specify, I mean learning some code, learning what webhooks are, learning how APIs work, learning what LLMs are and how they work behind the scenes also. Because once you get to some more complicated stuff, you're probably going to run into issues, and having a proper understanding of what's going on behind the scenes is really going to help in those situations. On the screen you can see 4 things that I focused on. The Brilliant app is like Duolingo but for maths and science, and there's a learning to code module thing in there, so I've been doing that every day. I've done some free code camp videos on YouTube. I've done a couple of courses on deep learning AI about coding in JSON. And I've watched a few YouTube videos just explaining what webhooks and APIs are. Am I an expert in any of this stuff yet? Absolutely not. But I've taken my knowledge from zero to not zero. I know enough now to understand what is going on behind the scenes and keep up with the jargon when I'm watching more technical videos, which is honestly a great feeling. My next step is to strategically immerse yourself in all of the AI automation content that's out there. My tip for this step is to learn actively. It's really easy to just watch tutorial videos. I feel as though that just goes in one ear and out the other. If you can and have the capacity, I would say follow along. Even if somebody's making an automation that you don't want to use or is irrelevant to you, just going through the motions with them is really valuable, and that knowledge sticks in your brain a lot better. This step is great for seeing different approaches, learning what's possible, and also finding your sort of top creators whose teaching style you really resonate with. Now, I'll be honest, with this step, I consumed way too much content. I would love to see my YouTube stats because I've just watched like an endless amount of tutorials. My whole suggested feed is just AI. Through this experience, I think I've gotten a bit better at filtering out what I do and don't need to watch, and also better at quitting a video halfway through, because I'm such an all or nothing person that I'm always like, I need to finish the video, but no. Our time is valuable, so if you're not getting anything out of a video, just close it. Anyone who's like me will understand that that's a useful tip. Step number 4 is to create a visual learning plan. This was a very important step for me because it's when I stopped feeling super scattered and random with what I was doing and feeling like I was making no progress, and actually feeling like I had a path forward and a clear learning plan. What I did was basically get a project management Excel template and then fill it out in the style of a learning plan. So I have different stages to my learning, different sort of outcomes or videos or tools that I want to go through, and a time period that I give myself to achieve those things. I'm personally a very visual and goal-oriented person, so this really helped me feel like I was actually getting something done, because when you're in the learning phase, you have all of this new content coming at you, and it's really easy to feel like you've made no progress and you just know nothing because you're overwhelmed with all this new stuff that's so unfamiliar. But once I started filling out and ticking off, I've done this step, I've done this step, you actually get some good momentum going and can give yourself a pat on the back for what you actually have done and have learned. And since I'm here to help the people, I'm actually going to share a copy of my own learning plan if you want to go check out what I've done and have a go at it yourself. It is a live document, so I might add some things in the future. Steps 5 and 6 are where things start to get really exciting because we're getting to the doing phase instead of just the learning and absorbing lots of content phase. So my next step personally was just assigning myself personal projects based on what I've been learning. This sort of ties into what I was saying before about actually following along with the tutorials that you're watching. So after learning a new concept, seeing how you can apply that knowledge basically. And as you would expect, these projects are progressive and get continually harder and more complex as you're learning new things and getting better at the automation. Once you're feeling more comfortable and confident with the tools, now's the time to practice on real businesses. I personally am using some businesses that I am involved with to get some proper hands-on practice in a real life scenario for my AI automations. It's a win-win for everyone because I get real world practice and the businesses get real world value from the automations that I'm implementing. These are still very much in the process, so I'm not going to share too much about them now, but you'll definitely be hearing about them once they're more complete. If you're just learning automations for your own workflow, then this step is irrelevant to you, but I'm just sharing what I'm doing. Step 7 which could honestly be step 1 or 2, is to build accountability to keep you on track with your progress. Sharing this stuff online and telling my friends and family about it has definitely lit a fire under my ass, so to speak, because I feel as though once you've put something like this out there, you want to be seen following through with it. So if you're comfortable, tell your circle about what you're doing, post any progress online. LinkedIn's a great one for that sort of thing, and create weekly goals. Step 8 is teaching what you're learning, even if you're a beginner. And as you can see, this is what I've been doing. As well as getting the hands-on experience actually doing things, I feel as though teaching what you've been learning is such a surefire way to make sure that knowledge is cemented in your brain. Because when you teach other people things, you have to process it, verbalize, explain things step by step, break them down. Learning is also all about repetition, so teaching is one of those repeats. Here's a recap of the 8-step strategy we have been through today. First, define your why to get that focus. Second, learn the foundations, just enough to know what's going on behind the scenes. Third, consume strategically. Immerse but don't drown in that content. Number 4, create a learning plan. Making it visual is key. Number 5, assign yourself projects, learn by doing. Number 6, practice in real life situations or in real businesses. 7, build accountability, tell people your goals. And number 8, teach what you learn to help you and others. This isn't a perfect system, but it's what has worked for me so far. So just take what resonates and adapt the rest. Just to wrap up, my words of encouragement to anyone who needs to hear it. Really, these are just things that I say or have said to myself to get going or keep going with this process. Take one step at a time, just focus on that 1% every day. You can't learn a whole new platform in one day, so just focus on one feature or one video at a time. Just pick a video or a platform and get started. Don't overthink it. Don't get caught in watching and learning constantly but not actually doing. And at the end of the day, with anything AI related, your strategic thinking as a human and your previous experience and expertise is your real value. AI slop is real and AI can make mistakes. It really is far from perfect. It is the integration of AI and collaboration with humans and AI that makes it really powerful. If you've made it this far, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and got something out of it. If you're learning anything AI related, also comment down below what you're doing or what tools you're learning, and we can do this journey together. If you're interested in following my AI automation learning journey, my goal is to post videos weekly, so follow along to see how everything goes. Okay, until next time, bye!